Well, let's get more on this from the journalist and commentator on Arab and Islamic politics, Nabila Ramdani. Nabila, welcome again. Thanks for coming to see us. You have to sympathise with the Egyptian people, don't they? They don't know who their new president is going to be or whether the military will allow that president to do anything, yet they have both main parties acting as if their man is already president.
Absolutely, and there's a state of political limbo, as it were, and that's why people are particularly angry. They're angry at the fact that the Egypt Election Committee is yet again delaying the result, the presidential results, much expected by the Egyptian population. They might be announced later today, but it also can be that they are announced over the weekend. And meanwhile, people are very angry, and that's why you see the crowds again taking to the streets and indeed to the main square, Tahrir Square, where it all started, where the revolution started more than a year ago. And they are upset because they would like, not only they are supporting the expected victor of this election, which they believe to be the Muslim Brotherhood candidate, Mohamed Morsi, but they're also angry, and they're expressing their anger at the ruling military, which has yet again delayed or is slowing down, if not halting together, the promised transition to civilian rule.
And yet you get the impression that really most people would just like to see the economy stabilised and have some idea what their standard of living is going to be.
Indeed, and if you recall the earlier slogans of the revolution, people were shouting Aish, Hurriya and Haq, which means, in fact, bread, freedom and justice. Bread, Aish in colloquial Egyptian means bread, but it also means life, which is effectively meaning that bread is the essential, basic that's needed for Egyptians at the moment. The state of the economy is in tatters. 40% of the Egyptians live below the poverty line. Youth unemployment is particularly high, and of course anybody who's elected now will have to bring back foreign investors and restore the state of tourism.
And just briefly, Nabila, people clearly suspect also that announcements about the fate of their former president are being manipulated either by the military or by the Mubarak family, or both. How much does that matter in the current circumstances?
Sorry, I didn't.
The fate of Hosni Mubarak himself. There clearly are suspicions that people feel they may not be being told the truth about that, either by the military or the Mubarak family. Does all of that actually matter, given what all else is going on?
Well, I think Egyptians feel that the head of the Mubarak regime, that is Mubarak himself, has been removed by the revolution, but the body, the structure, which is the military, is very much intact and remains in place. But it has to be said that Hosni Mubarak's health conditions have been deteriorating since he's been deposed, and indeed since he's been sentenced to life in prison early last month. And since then he sunk into a state of depression as well.
Nabila Ramdani, thank you very much indeed.